October 24th, irrespective of what you mutually agreed. It did not become a changed order until the end of October. This lawsuit is dismissed. That's all.
Excuse me. Step out, please.
And now, the next case.
Party's on. Amin versus Panya. Step forward, please.
Mary Amin and Nick Pandya went to Las Vegas. When Nick gambled and lost, Mary reluctantly gave him cash. When he paid her back with a bad check, she said no deal.
A weekend in Vegas.
Order.
You went to Las Vegas with a group of people?
No.
And he was one of them?
A group?
Several people.
He gave his friend a lift to Las Vegas,
so
but
there
was
three
no
of you.
group.
There were three of you?
On the trip, yes.
Okay.
On the ride over.
And you say that he lost all of his money.
He lost all his money.
So what happened?
He came to me and said, I lost all of my money and I need more money. And I said, get your ATM card and go get money. He said, well, my magnetic strip, it was broken or it doesn't work or whatever. And so I've ordered a new one and the bank is issuing me a new one. And he said, but I don't have any more money and I've maxed out my credit cards. And I said, well, write a check. There's a cashier if you need more money. Well, I didn't bring my checkbook. And I said, well, I don't know what to tell you because, you know, you're done with your money, you don't go. If I spend my money, I don't spend any more money. He said, well, I have funds available in my account. And I said, well, I don't know what to tell you. Go use your credit card. If you want to gamble, you have to have money. And he said, well, I don't have any more credit cards. I can't get any more cash. I've exhausted all of my credit cards, but I have funds in my account at the Bank of America. And he said, can I get some money from you? And I said, I don't have any money to give you. I brought $100 with me. I got $100 out of my ATM. That's my maximum. $200-300 is all I ever spend. I know what my limit is. Well, let me borrow some money. I don't have any money. I don't have any money to loan.
Were you friends or were you dating or? We
were dating for close to a month, probably several weeks, close to a month, and he was supposed to be my boyfriend. I mean, we always dated. We had a good time. We went out, you know, and I thought he was.
So you finally did what?
So I got my old ATM card out, and he promised me just a couple $100, I'll pay you back. I have the funds in my account. As soon as we get back to Orange County, I will write you a check. I have the money. And then he went through that money, and it's like, I don't have money to loan you. I don't have money to loan you. And he said, it's not a loan. The money's going to be right back there just as soon as we get back.
So you lent him $900, according to you.
$900.
Did he write you a check for it?
He did write me a check, Your Honor.
When did he write you the check?
He wrote the check after we got back. Not the same night, but the following night I went and we spent the night, we were together, and he wrote me the check in the morning, and I have it.
Can I see it?
Yes.
Mary and Nick and a gambling debt. Mary Amin and Nick Pandya went to Las Vegas. When Nick gambled and lost, Mary reluctantly gave him cash. When he paid her back with a bad check, she said no deal.
So what happened with this check when you deposited it?
I deposited the check into my account. I thought everything was fine. He was still my boyfriend. We were still seeing each other. I called my credit union where I keep my checking account on the 16th of August to check my balance. I almost had a heart attack. There was no money in my account, and I asked for, some information, and they said there was a check for $900 dishonored. Twice.
Okay. Your side of the story.
Well, we went there. We spent the weekend. I never asked her for any money. She had her ATM card. I had about $1,400 that I gambled with. I lost, and I had stopped. She wanted to go out, spend the evening outside. I told her I don't have any more money. And she was the one who offered it. I did not ask her for any money. I did not borrow any money from her. On the way back to Orange County, she told me that she had spent her rent money and if I would help her. I was expecting some funds. I told her I would try and help her. The minute my funds did not materialize, I put the stop payment on the check. In the meantime, the check had gone through because my other checks had bounced. I did not have any money, after which she started calling me up, harassing me at all hours of the night.
Just a second. Let me understand this, sir. You're telling me that you never borrowed any money from her,
That's true.
that she went through all of her money,
Right.
and that you said that you would help her out because she spent all of her rent money.
Right.
And that's really what this $900 check was for.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, all right. And then you said that you had no more money in the account because
Right.
this check was honored.
Dishonored.
Dishonored?
Right. Because
Well, why? How could you help her out, sir, if you were giving her a bad check?
No, because I had some monies coming in. I had my paycheck that was supposed to have gone in. I had money that I had taken from a friend of mine who owed me money. I had some monies that had come in, and I was expecting those funds to clear.
Let me see your bank statement.
I don't have my bank statements, Your Honor.
Well, wouldn't that be important, sir, if you wanted to tell me a story about having so much money in the bank and you had sufficient funds in your ATM to cover all your expenses when you were on
Sure.
Las Vegas? Wouldn't it strike you that your bank statement might have been important to bring today?
Well, I didn't know what all was needed, and basically I came to tell the truth the way it was.
Don't understand, sir, if you were boyfriend and girlfriend and you gave her a check, you just also told me that you stopped payment on the check.
Yeah, I stopped payment on the
Well, why
check.
would you stop payment on a check that you gave your girlfriend to help her out?
The reason was because I did not have any more funds to give her, and she was harassing me at all times of the night.
Why was she harassing you?
She was claiming that I owed her the money, and why wasn't I willing to help her? At
Just a
which-
second. She deposited the check that you gave her immediately. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
When did you put a stop payment on the check? A day later, 2 days later, 3 days later?
About 4 days later.
I don't think so. Never.
About 4 days later, because the check that had been given to me by my friend had bounced, and I was not left with
And
any
you-
money. That's the reason I had put a stop payment on the check.
And did you tell her immediately that you put a stop payment on the check?
Yes, I did.
Sir, I have to make a decision, quite frankly, today, based upon two divergent stories. Your story does not have a ring of truth to it. Now, I may be wrong. I was wrong in 1947, that I can remember. But I don't think I'm wrong about this. This lady lent you money, $900. You promised to pay her back. You gave her a bad check. And then you proceeded to make up this story about this lady losing all of her money. And you were helping her out. I think that your story is a lot of baloney. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $900. Thank you.
Thank you, Your
That's
Honor.
all.
All right, excuse. Step out, please.
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
This guy's a liar. He's a con man. And I hope the women around the LA area get a good look at him.
You are the liar in
No,
this
I'm not.
case, not me.
I
you
know the
borrowed
truth.
money from me.
I never borrowed a nickel from you.
And I did not borrow
You
dime
wrote me a
from
bad check.
No.
You wrote me a bad check. You lied to me.
And
I thought you were my
agreed-
boyfriend,
I
and you
told
lied to me.
Take it to court.
And now
I
you
told
make
you
me
take it to
sick.
court.
I don't want to
Even
see your
after-
face anymore. I'm out of here.
Deposit box. He gave a key to his daughter, Carolyn Horowitz. She borrowed the jewelry, but didn't return it. Now, her dad is suing for the family jewels.
Order. Order. All right. All right, this is case number 50 on the calendar in the matter of Lloyd versus Horowitz. You may be seated.
Well, I read over these papers, and let me tell you, some of the things that I read in here ring a little close to my home, and I think the homes of a lot of other people who may be watching this case. Your wife of 50 years died.
49 years and 11 months.
And this is your daughter.
Yes.
And when your wife died, you took some, according to your complaint, some of her diamond jewelry. You had it appraised for about $2,000. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Here's the
I believe you.
here's the appraisal slip.
I believe you. And then you took this diamond jewelry that was your wife's and you put it in a vault.
Safe deposit box, ma'am.
And you gave your daughter the key,
Yes.
just in case something happened
That's
to
right.
you.
Seeing as
And-
how she was the only living relative.
Okay. And unbeknownst to you, your daughter at some point went into the safety deposit box
Right.
and removed the jewelry
Right.
without your permission.
Right.
So you're suing her for the $2,000.
Right.
Okay.
Or return of the jewelry.
Okay. Now, Ms. Horowitz,
Yes.
I read your answer and you don't deny that you went in and took the jewelry. Correct? You said you took it because you wanted to wear the jewelry to a very special function.
That's correct. It was a Christmas program that I was singing in, and I don't remember the exact year. I just remember wanting to wear the jewelry because I knew my mother couldn't be there, and it made me feel close to, it made me feel like she would be close to me.
Ms. Horowitz, I want you to be really honest with me.
Okay.
Had your dad met his new wife at the time you took out the jewelry?
He knew her before my mom passed away.
But they started dating, according to your complaint, within 3 weeks of your mother's death.
Not his current wife. He just started dating,
Oh, he
and then
started
he
dating.
proposed to her 3 months after they, my mom passed away.
That bothered you?
A lot, yeah.
Okay. Was there any sense, or did you feel that perhaps this jewelry that was your mom's would wind up with his new wife?
No, I never gave that a thought.
You sure?
Because of something that happened, because of something that she said to him before they got married.
Which was?
Well, he wanted to give her a wedding ring that belonged to my grandmother, and Addie said, no, that belongs to Carolyn.
Why do you think that your dad didn't? Well, let me ask him that question. Mr. Lloyd, this is your only living relative, you said.
Yes. I have a sister who is in the courtroom now, too.
But this clearly would be the person who would get all of your wife's jewelry. You weren't going to wear the jewelry, correct?
No.
When your wife died, why didn't you give the jewelry to your daughter right away?
My wife left it to me.
Well, I understand that. She left you probably all of her property, didn't she?
Pardon?
Didn't she leave you all of her property?
Yes.
And the jewelry was just part of that property.
Yes.
My question is more of an emotional question, Mr. Lloyd, rather than a dollars and cents question. This was jewelry that your wife wore, and this is your only daughter.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you want to see her wearing that jewelry?
Your Honor, since the time she was in high school, she's been nothing but a lying bitch. And now she has made it a lying, thieving bitch.
Those are pretty harsh words, Mr. Lloyd.
I know they are. And
Well,
they're the truth.
Mr. Lloyd,
Yes.
Children come into this world as blank slates, sir.
That's right.
They grow up to be what we as parents make them, sir. And I have absolutely no idea as to whether any of what you said is true. But if any of it is true, you and your wife made her. So you have to have some responsibility for that.
The case of a father suing his own daughter and breaking her heart continues in a moment. Carl Lloyd is suing his daughter, Carolyn Horowitz, over his late wife's jewelry.
I still don't understand why, if you had the feeling that this was your only living relative, why you wouldn't say to your daughter with a warm hand, you know what, did you ever hear the expression you're supposed to give with a warm hand? You know what that means?
No.
Well, it means that when you give to children, the hand that you are giving it to should be warm. They shouldn't have to wait until the hand is cold and dead before they get something from you. It's nice to give it, if you can give it with a warm hand while you're still alive, so that you could look at the face of the child and say, here's something I want you to have. Did your daughter know before this moment how you felt about her?
Pardon?
You think your daughter knew before this moment how you felt about her?
Yes, she did.
Is that true? Why do you think that is, Mrs. Horowitz?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I've thought about it and thought about it. And the only thing I can figure out is that I've never been able to live up to his expectations.
Is that true, Mr. Lloyd?
No.
You married?
Yes.
How long?
25 years.
Same guy? That's you.
That's me.
You have children?
Yes. My daughter's sitting in there in the front row now in tears because of what her grandfather said about her wedding.
What did he say about her wedding?
Tell her. Go ahead and tell her.
What did you say about Lori's wedding?
I said it was a fake, a phony.
Mr. Lloyd,
And
Mr. Lloyd, are you still married to your present wife?
yes, ma'am. And very happily married to her.
You know,
She wouldn't come to this meeting because my daughter, when we were married, says, there goes my inheritance. There goes my inheritance.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
That's a lie.
You're a lying bitch.
That's a
what
lie.
you are.
listen, Miss Horowitz, listen to me.
That's not correct.
Listen to me. I don't know, quite frankly, whether your dad was like this all the time.
It's getting worse as he gets older.
I have a sense that that has to be true. Do you know? You took this jewelry and you knew that you weren't supposed to take it.
That's not correct because he gave me a key to the safe deposit box. I assume permission was implied.
Well, that's not really true. Just because you have permission to go into a box doesn't mean that you have ownership of or any ownership rights to any of the items contained in the box. And I don't think you can make that giant leap from the fact that you have permission to go into the box to take the jewelry from the box.
I didn't even think of permission. All I was thinking of was I wanted to wear the jewelry because my mom couldn't be at this Christmas program, and it just gave me a sense of closeness of having her there with me.
Your Honor, I can't hear what she's saying.
What she's saying is she just wants wanted to be closer to her mom by wearing these pieces of jewelry that were her mother's. That's what you said. Mrs. Horowitz,
Yes.
you had no right to take the jewelry from the box. Now, according to your answer, you don't know where the jewelry is now. I'm not going to ask you whether that's true or not. I assume you still have a sentimental attachment for it.
Yes.
Right? Did you get along with your mom?
Yes.
What was the cause of her death?
Cardiac arrest secondary to septic shock. She was in the hospital for anemia and developed, picked up a staph infection and went into septic shock and subsequent cardiac arrest.
But you were close to her all of the years that she was alive?
I would say so, yes.
Judge Judy is ready to rule in a moment. Carl Lloyd is suing his daughter, Carolyn Horowitz, over his late wife's jewelry.
I assume you want the jewelry. Is that right?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd, and you want your $2,000 that the jewelry was appraised for. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd, you are too old, sir, for me to give any speeches to. You're even older than I am. But I'm going to tell you, you have a daughter, you have a grandchild, and sometimes people get softer as they get older. Softer. I don't think that's happening to you, Mr. Lloyd. I think you're getting tougher as you're getting older. I would try, if I were you, sir, to lighten up on your daughter. She is who she is. She's a product of whatever you and your wife did. She looks like a perfectly nice lady. She has a nice husband. She's been responsible, married to him for 25 years. They have a daughter who's getting married. You might even be a great grandfather in your time. That would be a wonderful thing. Well,
I've got 2 great-grandchildren.
That's
living in Maryland.
That's lovely. You may have another or another couple. That's very nice, especially if they were living closer by so that you could see them. It's a very terrible thing to cut yourself off from your family over money. You brought this lawsuit. You are entitled to either your jewelry back, which your wife did leave to you. I don't think there's any dispute with regard to that, or you're entitled to the money, Mr. Lloyd. You want the money from your daughter?
Pardon?
Do you want the money from your daughter?
The money or the jewelry?
Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. I'm sorry, Miss Horowitz. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out, please.
Back to your right.
I don't really know what to say. I'm shocked. You know, I don't understand. I don't even know what to say.
She stole my jewelry. It was mine. And nobody steals from me without paying the price. Nobody. And she's lied so many times that she's an habitual liar. And a habitual bitch.
Sharp versus Khalik. Step forward, please.
Abdul Khalik was driving down the highway when he crashed into Sharon Sharp's laundromat. She says Abdul tried to make a clean getaway without paying for the damages.
Your Honor, this is number 19 on the calendar in the matter of Sharp versus Khalik.
Thank you very much.
May be seated.
Ms. Sharp, according to your complaint, you own a laundromat?
That is correct.
And the defendant, Mr. Khalik, drove his car through the plate glass window of your laundromat.
He drove his car through 3 plate glass windows, damaged a door, and a pillar in front of the building.
Why did you do that, sir?
I was, on September the 17th, I was going to school. I was driving north of Motor.
Is that your
Yeah.
chart?
Do you want me to go there?
Would you go over there and show me what you were doing?
This is motor, and I was
You mean
driving.
that little red car is your car?
Yeah, and I was going north, approaching the green light, and there was another car coming this direction.
Mm-hmm.
That car made a turn in front of me within less than 10 feet. I avoided the vehicle, trying not to kill lives or human beings, so I end up going, breaking the outside door and 2 glass of windows. Then I pulled my car out, waited by the side for the cops, and we called 911 at that time, and we had to wait for 40 minutes. The cops came. You want me to sit?
Were you speeding?
No, I was going 35 miles.
Going 35 miles an hour.
With the regular speed limit on motor.
Okay. Well, and you drove your car into her laundromat. So it was an accident.
Exactly.
So because it was an accident, you don't think that you should pay for the damage to her laundromat?
I strongly don't feel responsible because when I was going in my left lane, I was going north, and the car, made a right turn in front of me. I avoided the car, and then when I hit the brake,
Do you have insurance, sir?
At that time, I had comprehensive collision, but my liability expired about 10 days before the accident.
Well, you had liability insurance.
At that time of the accident?
That expired.
Yeah.
You let it expire.
I intend to go to buy a policy, but...
You let it expire. She didn't let it expire. You let it expire. Right?
Correct.
She's in her laundromat, washing and folding. You plow into her laundromat.
Abdul Khalik was driving down the highway when he crashed into Sharon Sharp's laundromat. She says Abdul tried to make a clean getaway without paying for the damages.
Now, so I have just a couple of questions. Do you have any photographs that you want to show me of this place?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
You don't deny that you caused the damage to her store, correct?
No, I don't deny the damage, but
All right.
I don't
You
think
just don't...
I don't think I meant to go to her laundromat.
Mr. Khalik, that is for sure, sir. I'm sure you didn't mean to go into her laundromat, but you certainly caused an awful lot of damage to her laundromat.
That's caused by the Honda was making a turn in front of me.
No, Mr. Khalik. You know what they call insurance, sir? Accident insurance. They don't call it on-purpose insurance. Right? If they called it on-purpose insurance, then you wouldn't be responsible. Because certainly you didn't purposefully say, I'm going into Mrs. Sharp's laundromat because I want to make a quick delivery, there's no parking space. It was an accident. Car was coming in one direction, decided to make a turn. You could not avoid both the car and hitting something else. You lost control of your car, clearly, because if you went into the laundromat, you weren't in control of your car, correct?
Yeah, because I was too close to the other vehicle, so I tried to avoid it.
Right. So you had an accident.
Exactly.
And you have accident insurance.
It was expired at that time.
Well, you have some accident insurance,
Yeah.
but you don't have accident insurance for this kind of accident.
Yep.
Now, Mr. Khalik, between you and the plaintiff, who do you think should pay for this damage, sir?
I don't know.
Well, I want you to think about it again. She's in her laundromat, washing and folding other people's laundry, going about her business, not doing anything to contemplate this kind of damage to the front of the store, and you're tooling along in your car, and in order to avoid an accident, you plow into her laundromat.
Yeah, but...
Right? Your car that you're sitting in is now sitting in her laundromat. Right?
It was
so who
not-
should pay?
It was not sitting on her laundromat. I just hit the outside door and 2 glasses of windows.
Let us assume I believe everything that you said, that you weren't speeding, that you were going down the street, that somebody cut you off, and that you went into her laundromat to avoid
Accidentally.
to avoid hitting other people, to avoid smashing into a car. Of course, you could have killed somebody standing in front of her laundromat. You were just lucky that there wasn't somebody standing in front of her laundromat when you went in there, right?
That's
Mr.
why
Khalik,
I was left with nowhere to go.
Accident insurance, no, nobody that I know of has an incident in their car where they hit something else, either a person or a vehicle or a laundromat, that intends to do that. They don't leave their house in the morning saying, I'm going to go into the laundromat. That's an accident. You should have been covered for that accident. You permitted your insurance to expire. Between you and this plaintiff, who should bear the cost of fixing her store?
Good question.
You mean you can't give me the answer to that question, Mr. Khalik, or you don't want to?
I just strongly feel that I was a victim of that scene myself. So
You may have been a victim. She was more of a victim. And she was a victim twice. Once because you went through her window, and once because you let your insurance lapse. We wouldn't be standing here today if you hadn't let your insurance lapse, because then you wouldn't have given 2 hoots as to fighting over this money. We're going to see what say, yeah, I went through the plate glass window, let my insurance company pay for it. Right?
That is correct. And may I also add that my information is that when the accident occurred, Mr. Khalik tried to leave, and that the neighbors from the adjoining areas came out and surrounded his car, and that they called the police, that he tried to flee.
negative. That was completely untruthful. Untruthful.
She's ready.
Who's going to pay for this damage?
But I didn't try to flee the scene.
You didn't try to flee the scene. I believe you didn't try to flee the scene. Who's going to pay for this damage? You have a receipt for the damage?
Yes, ma'am,
I see it, please.
for most of it.
Okay. How much did it cost you in total to fix the damage?
Well, I have filed for $1,500. It's actually more. There is the 2 bills I have is for the board up, $265, and for the damage for the glass and for the door is $1,145.
Okay, well, that comes to a, yeah.
And there was also a cleanup fees that I paid about $95. It took us about 4 hours to clean up the store. There was glass
right.
for 50 feet all over
You're-
the street, all over, and there's loss of business.
Your $1,500 request is very reasonable. Mr. Khalik, I suggest when you leave court today, you run, don't walk, over to your insurance agent and cover your car completely.
I already got that done.
Perfect. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. Thank you.
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
This woman calls us at 11 o'clock at night yelling that we're harassing her because we asked the man to pay.
Pretending to be the insurance company.
No, I didn't call you to
Yes,
be
you did,
pretending
and
to be
you said you were going to
He
kill
lied.
us.
He get
You wanted
kill you.
$10,000. Yes, you did. You wanted $10,000 for engineering that you didn't even get.
Nobody could
estimates
kill you
for.
because you gave a false address. They gave a
have-
false
We don't give
name,
no
a false
false address.
address, a false.
First of all,
Everything was false.
He didn't
How
pay
did
for
you
the
get?
scene. He was
How did you
there.
get my name? How did you get my name and my phone
Through
number?
investigation, fella.
On Green versus Strong. All parties on Green versus Strong. Step forward, please.
Actor Otto Green says producer Willie Strong published an explicit photo of him, and now he wants Willie censored.
Mr. Green, your complaint states that you had a contract with the defendant, Mr. Strong, to perform in an adult kind of video.
Yes, Your Honor.
The agreement provided that you were going to be paid $1,000 for this performance. You went to the set. You didn't perform. You didn't get your $1,000. But about a year later, you found that your picture was used without your permission on the box of an adult video that he made. And you're suing for $1,000 for breach of that contract.
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll get to your response to that in a minute.
Thank you, Your Honor.
How did he get this photograph of you in the first place?
When I first got to the location, he told me to go on in. We're up to your scene now. We just finished shooting the scene. We're ready for you. So go in, and if you need to warm up with a lady, fine. So I did that.
And so what happened? Were you in the film or were you not in the film?
I was in the film, yes.
Did you get paid?
No, I did not.
You're holding something in your hand. What are you holding in your hand?
This is the cover of the film.
So glad I'm over 21. Can I see it, please?
On the reverse side, I'm in
Where are
scene
you?
to the far left.
Yeah, where is?
Well, would you take it back to him and let him point out where he is? Shh. Ladies and gentlemen.
That's wait, no, right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you use him in your film?
Yes, Your Honor. I intended to use him in the film.
Did you use him in your film, sir?
No, ma'am, I didn't use him in the film.
Did you use him on the cover of the film? Is what? A yes or a no?
Yes.
Well, then you owe him some money.
No.
Why?
Because what he said was not true. What he did, he came in with a Superman's outfit on, all right?
Why didn't you use him?
Because he could not perform.
Well, that's pretty much what he... Is that what you're saying, sir, that there was some problem with your performance?
There was a monetary...
No,
conflict.
it wasn't a monetary, Your Honor. It was he could not perform.
Is that true? Yes or no?
Yes, I chose not to because we had conflicts about how much to pay would be.
That's some control, sir.
Judge Judy will return in a moment.
Let me ask you this question, sir. You know that photograph, you're looking at that photograph of you, and I just looked at that photograph. You can't see your face in that photograph. Perhaps somebody that knows you well could see this part of your face and say, well, that is Mr. Green. Quite frankly, I don't think that the general public looking at that would say that it's Mr. Green, but he did use your photograph, and you used his photograph, sir, without his permission if you didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
Quiet and listen. You can't exploit someone by using a photograph of them without giving them some kind of compensation.
Your Honor, in this particular picture, basically, I've got a model release. Now, like you said...
Now, listen, he didn't sign... This is a business.
No,
You're
no,
in a business.
This is a business,
Listen,
Your Honor.
you're in a business.
The woman where he got his face at, the woman that I'm using,
Yes.
here's her model release. So
what?
we chose to use that particular woman. I got to witness it.
Listen to me, sir. You're not following me. And I want you to follow me. You're in business.
Right.
You did something wrong, sir. You published a picture of him, and you didn't pay him for the picture. You would not like it if someone took your videos, went to a room, made 3,000 copies of it, and you wouldn't get a penny from those 3,000 copies because someone was pirating your films. You wouldn't like that. Well, someone pirated his likeness to use on this box in order to entice people to buy the video. That's why you used his picture. It is his picture. He's entitled to be compensated for it, and I am compensating him for it in the amount of $500. Thank you very much. That's all.
It wasn't that I could not perform, it was because I chose not to perform. And he used my picture without my permission, and that's still bottom line.
Here's the man that was shot to steals. He's in the room. We spent over an hour in there with him, with this girl, waiting for him to perform.
And he couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it.
I don't think that's something. I don't think that's a choice you make. I chose not to perform.
The next case.
Party's on Martinek versus Olson. Step forward, please.
Before Jennifer Martinek and Shannon Olson became roommates, they were friends. Now, there's nothing but hate between them.
Battling roommates. Right?
Yes.
Don't look so glum. I've read your complaint and answer. I'm a little confused. You moved in with the defendant on a 3-month lease. How did you meet?
I met her through a coworker who knew that she needed a roommate.
And you needed a room?
Yes.
Okay.
So
it sounds like a marriage.
Yes. She seemed normal. I liked the place. I moved in.
What happened?
And after the first week I moved in with her, I realized that she was very unstable. She had a very bad temper. There were numerous occasions.
That is not true.
Well, that's just one gal's opinion.
Of course. Yeah, there's...
So what happened?
Well, there are several occasions where she would have, like, these just outrageous outbursts, just start screaming at me over little
This
things.
is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. All
Listen
right?
to me.
No, I don't have to listen to you. I mean,
she has a suit against you for $2,080. You have a countersuit against her for $1,850.
Okay, if this is going to be a trash conversation, then I'm not going to do this. This is regarding a lease that you broke. And if you want to get,
Well, but what she says, madam, is that you threw her out of the apartment.
I wasn't even there. We had a phone conversation.
What she says is that you threw her out of the apartment.
How could I throw her out
germane.
when I was on the phone?
That's what I'm trying to find out. Because she said you threw her out of the apartment, and therefore she's not responsible for the last month or so of the lease, which you say she's responsible for.
So the night in question is December 30th, not the beginning of December, beginning of November, end of November, that, I didn't like her, she didn't like me, and all of a sudden
you clearly didn't. Listen to me.
You don't need to lead up to it.
Listen
You need
to me.
just deal with the evening.
You clearly didn't. There wasn't probably one incident that brought it to a culmination back in December.
What difference does it make? We're talking about one incident that she's saying that this one incident, this argument that happened on the night in December is the reason why she packed her things and she left when I was not even on the premises.
Did you tell her to leave?
On the phone. I told her that I had, if it came down to it and the police came, that I had a copy of the lease and she would have to leave. Now, if she's brainless enough, excuse you, if she's brainless enough to think just because I have a copy of a lease that she has to leave or stay, you signed it.
You did, would you tell me again what you told her in that phone conversation? You had an argument.
Exactly what I told her. She said, I suggest you don't come home this evening. I had a friend that was in from San Luis Obispo. I said, well, I suggest you go to Cindy's house. The other girl who was at her apartment, or our apartment, had answered the phone when this whole verbal dispute started. And after I said, well, I suggest you go to Cindy's. And she goes, well, I don't know if she said I'll call the police. So what happened? And I said, well, I'll call the police myself. And if they comes down to it, I have a copy of the lease. So what?
So then you moved out.
Yeah, but that's not what I recall happening. What happened is that my friend Cindy came over. She was staying over that night because I was afraid to stay alone in this apartment with her. And
I wasn't even home that evening. I mean,
I came home, she wasn't home. And
so your friend Cindy was staying in the apartment?
Right. She was just there visiting. And she calls, calling me every nasty name you can imagine, accusing me of playing her messages, which I had no idea what she was talking about.
This was a phone conversation?
And so she was just screaming at me, calling me terrible things. She hangs up the phone, calls back. I let the machine get it because I wasn't going to talk to her, and you know, with her talking to me like that. And she left a message saying, "You better move out or I'm having you arrested. You don't have a copy of the lease."
Well,
brainless. A few minutes later...
What difference does it matter if you have a copy of the lease or not? What difference does it make? Can you...
Okay,
is there,
so you
is that
believed... So you moved out.
Right. A few minutes later, the police arrived. They got a call from Manhattan Beach that there was a burglary in...
So the police arrived?
Brentwood, yes. And they heard her message.
You can't tell me what the... Listen to me. You can't tell me what the police heard,
Right.
but the police did arrive.
Yes, they did.
Did you move out that night?
Yes.
What are you suing her for?
I'm suing her because I feel that I'm entitled to my deposit back, and she also took a pair of pants of mine that were $200.
Just a minute, how much was your deposit?
$625. I have a copy of the check that I made to her.
Okay. What's next?
That's your mental stability.
Okay. Also, just court fees that I made.
A case of roommates in conflict will continue in a moment. Before Jennifer Martinek and Shannon Olson became roommates, they were friends. Now, there's nothing but hate between them.
Now, you're countersuing for $1,850. For what?
Right. Jennifer moved in December 1st, signed a lease until February. Here's a copy of the lease with her signature.
I'd like to see it, please.
You know, I'd also like to show that when I vacated, she had someone else
Here's a
move
letter
in.
from Ella Flynn, the owner, saying that she has not received delinquent rent of $1,150 from the owner. Here's a copy of my $1,250 security deposit, which I paid with a previous roommate. And here's a copy of my return check of $61 made out to Jennifer and myself because they took her unpaid rent of January and February and late fees totaling $1,130. Plus, I told her that the reason why she paid me the deposit was because the girl before her also left without a 30-day notice. And I told her, if you leave without a 30-day notice, I could care less about what she paid the owner. I will keep this deposit to pay for the rent if you leave without giving me a 30-day notice to find another roommate. So if you add the $1,130 plus the $600, you're close to $1,700. And then Jennifer decided that she was so damaged by this phone call that your cable bill that you paid, she decided to stop payment on cable that she already watched. So I had
Did you stop payment on a
yes,
cable?
Yes, I was going to pay her a dime until I got my deposit back. And
how much was the check that you stopped the payment on?
The total charge was $54, $33 plus the $21 return check fee.
So what was the total?
$54.
Is that what is that her half?
That's hers, $54.
Yes.
Plus the 12 plus the unpaid rent. I'm not even including the phone bill, the gas, and the electricity that I had to pay all by myself. She decided not to pay.
Did she pay? Did she pay the gas and utilities for the time she was there?
No, because she moved before no, because she left January 1st, and those bills came for December right at that time. And
how much was her share of the utilities bills?
I didn't keep it. I mean, gas, electricity's
so you're not
small
sure
compared to the 3 months of rent, 2 months of rent, the deposit, and the cable bill.
Mm-hmm.
It simply comes down to the fact that Jennifer signed a lease, and
there's a very simple issue,
right?
And listen to me. And the very simple issue in this case is she signed a lease, and whether I believe that you told her to leave.
Judge Judy rules in a moment.
Whether she had cause to believe your threat, you question her mental stability if she believed you when you said you were going to call the police and had a lease. She say it was a lack of common sense. However, I believe her when she said that night, either fortuitously or as a result of a phone call from you, the police did arrive at the premises. So I believe she exercised reasonable judgment in moving out.
Well-
So that's something that I have to resolve. I believe that you had this argument. You told her that she was going to call the police. You did, in fact, call the police, and she left. So therefore, this lease is meaningless to me because the landlord, that's you, told her to move.
I'm
now,
not the landlord.
Yes, you are. You're her landlord. You are, in effect, her landlord if you have a lease that she signed, a lease to live with you for 3 months. And you're interrupting me. Now, she has $625 in a deposit. Did you pay December's rent?
Yes, I did.
Did she pay December's rent?
Yes.
So, and you moved out in January?
Yes.
And this $625 was just like a security deposit that you gave her, additional to the rent.
Yes.
The judgment of the court in this case is $625, less the $54 because you owe her for cable.
Well,
do you understand that? You owe her for cable. That's you say nothing. Now I rule. It's $571. Judgment in favor of the plaintiff, and the counterclaim is dismissed. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. Step out, please. Parties on Clark versus Benson. All parties on Clark versus Benson. Step forward, please.
Lakeisha Benson needed a car. Her aunt helped her out. Now, Lakeisha has crashed the car and she's trying to stick her Aunt Pamela with the bill.
Order. All rise. Order. Order. All rise, please. Judges number 49 on the calendar in the matter of Clark versus Benson. Be seated.
Ms. Clark.
Yes.
Defendant is your niece.
Yes.
And several years ago, she was in college and she was working. She came to you, according to your complaint, and said she needed a car, couldn't get the credit on her own. So we bought a car in your name for her.
That's
with
correct.
the understanding she was going to pay for it. And she paid for it for about 2 years. Then the car was totaled.
Yes.
And then she stopped making the payments.
Yes.
You assumed the payments.
Yes.
Destroyed your credit.
Yes.
All those bad things.
All those bad things.
And how much did you have to pay off on the car?
I paid a total of $7,214.29.
Why did you ask your aunt for help?
Because I had never purchased a car before. I needed somebody who had done so and who had great credit to co-sign.
And your aunt was the closest relative you had?
She was.
She was pretty nice to you.
She was very nice.
Well, so you paid her for a couple of years on the car, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And then you had an accident.
Correct.
And then you didn't have the car anymore.
Correct.
And then you stopped paying her.
Well, the issue seems to me...
so far, is that right?
That's pretty close.
That's the issue.
That sounds to me perfectly right. Why don't you think you owe her the money?
Well, I never signed, I never made any oral agreements, any representations other than I would pay the car note and the insurance. And I did inform my aunt when I started having difficulty paying the insurance.
That is a lie. You never informed me of
That
anything.
isn't a lie. In
When
fact,
you had an accident.
In fact,
let her finish.
When the insurance was canceled, I received a cancellation notice of that. And if you'd like to see that.
I don't want to see it. I want you to tell me, why don't you think that you owe her the money? This was your car. You used it. You wrecked it.
I never
She
even
ended up
sat in the
paying
car.
$7,200 for it.
I agreed to pay for and use a car.
Your car.
How can I purchase a car? I never signed for it. I have every official document of the
You
car.
knew that she purchased the car.
All
Miss
in the
Clark.
name of my aunt.
Order.
I drove the car, but I don't see
It's
any
not-
more
was
than
not your car.
a rental
I'm sorry.
or a rental or a lease.
What do
It's
you
my
do?
car because I
What do you
drove
do?
it.
What do you do?
I'm a paralegal.
You're saying you have no integrity. That's what you're standing up here telling everyone.
This case is not about integrity.
Yes,
This
it
case
is.
is about my aunt, who I was in undergraduate school when this happened. I am now in law school. My financial circumstances have not changed, except that my loans that I've taken out have gone up tremendously. I do not have this surplus warehouse of money that she seems to think I do.
Yeah, but
And
this
I
was
am
a pre-existing debt that you had. I mean, you decided to go to law school, which I think is a wonderful thing. You decided to become a professional person. You look like a lovely young woman, but let's talk about responsibility here. You know, if you want to be a lawyer, let me give you some advice. Let me give you some advice. The most important thing that you have as a lawyer, as a person, but most importantly as a lawyer, is integrity, responsibility, and a sense of right and wrong. Now, what we're talking about here is right and wrong. Your aunt, it seems to me, did you a favor. She was the closest relative you had. You were in difficulty. You said, I really need a car to get to school, to get to work. Help me out. She did that. She helped you out, and there's no question in my mind that if you had kept this car for the 5 years and paid your aunt, or paid her and she went ahead and paid the credit place, wherever she got the car from, at the end of 5 years, the car would have been yours. You could have driven it, you could have sold it, you could have done whatever you, and you know that. So I'm still at a loss to figure out how someone who's in law school, who's supposed to be very keen on right and wrong, can say, I don't have any responsibility for this debt.
Judge Judy, I don't understand how somebody who has purchased cars and homes and all of these things before would go into an agreement of this sort and not protect herself.
Let me finish, please.
And not protect herself by putting anything in writing. I was just as...
You feel as if she has to protect herself from her niece? How old were you?
I feel like I have to protect myself.
Order.
I don't have any... How did I know that after paying the car for 5 years that she wouldn't get the pink slip and say, sorry, return my card to me?
Miss
And
Benson.
evidently after today,
Come on.
I don't know.
A niece crashed the car that her aunt helped her buy. The case continues in a moment.
You used the car because you understood that she was doing you a big favor. Then you went to law school and got these buzzwords in your head and all of a sudden decided, well, I'm really not responsible.
Lakeisha Benson needed a car. Her aunt helped her out. Now, Lakeisha has crashed the car and she's trying to stick her Aunt Pamela with the bill.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying that the way this whole situation arose, yes, my aunt was very gracious to help me out, but had I been thinking the way I'm thinking now, I would have never entered into any sort of agreement of this sort. It would never have happened. And at the same time, I don't think I was thinking clearly either, because I would have had her put something in writing that after paying the car for 5 years, I'd get the car back. So what I want you to see is that when I notified her of the insurance being canceled, as far as I'm concerned, she assumed the risk.
That is a lie.
I asked her if she would add me to her household insurance. She told me, I don't want to be bothered with that.
Household
because
insurance?
Her car insurance. She told me, I don't want my rates to go up. To me, that sounds like assumption of the risk.
The problem with first-year law students, you're in your first year of law school?
Second year of law school.
Well, you just finished your first year, so you have 1 full year of law school under your belt. So you've got all these buzzwords: assumption of risk, creating a responsibility by memorialize it in writing. I mean, you have all these things buzzing around with your head. Right. What you've forgotten, Miss Benson, is right and wrong, and responsibility, and sense of family, and sense of honor. There's no question in this case. She did you a favor. She bought a car. She bought a car for you so that you would have a way of becoming what you are, which is a second-year law student. Probably without the investment that she made, you would have taken a lot of buses, a lot of trolley cars, done a lot of walking.
And I have done.
And done a lot of walking I guarantee you didn't do that when you had her car for the first 2 years. You used the car because you understood that she was doing you a big favor. Then you went to law school and got these buzzwords in your head and all of a sudden decided, well, I'm really not responsible. You are responsible. And I'm going to give you good advice. Your reputation stays with you forever. If you do anything early on in your career that is a negative, it takes you years, whatever the profession is, to crawl out of that. You're supposed to always do the right thing. If you don't do the right thing, it comes back and it bites you in the behind. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000, which is the most that I can award you. I know you still suffered a loss, but you certainly are entitled to your $5,000.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. Step out, please. This way. I'll back door to you.
I feel like it should have gone to Superior Court. Had it gone to Superior Court, she wouldn't have won. Because I haven't signed anything, I haven't made any oral or written agreements, and that's why we're on TV.
I feel that it was very justified, and I had the judgment that I should have. It's a right and wrong issue, and there's no way that she could justify being wrong. And me trusting in her as my niece and trying to do something for her as a beautiful person who I saw as someone struggling to make life better for themselves. And then I got bit in the butt for it.
Jennifer Marciano loved Precious Jenkins so much, she gave him the money for a car. Then she discovered he was a married man. Now she wants a return on her investment.
You were dating Mr. Jenkins, according to your complaint, for about 8 months.
Yes, 10 of which he was married.
Well, you didn't know that at the time,
No, I did not know that.
And you didn't tell her?
No, I did not, because I was separated from my wife.
No, he
well,
wasn't.
But being married is something that you might want to tell somebody, especially when you, according to your complaint, went shopping for engagement rings. Did you do that?
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, it's your damn mind.
Oh, sir, you didn't take her shopping for a ring? Did you talk about getting married?
No, we did not. She talked one thing about moving to Montana.
That's a lie.
Listen, we're going to do this in an orderly fashion. All right? This is court. During this 8-month period, you needed a car.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he would be nice.
Yes.
And she lent you the money to buy a car, $1,500.
Yes, I have the cashier's check and bank statement.
He doesn't deny that you gave him the $1,500,
No,
do
I
you,
do
sir?
not deny, but it was not
And
a loan.
you gave her some money back,
$295.
So that she says you still owe her $1,205. She also says that she broke up with you. Why?
Because he's married and he has a child. Didn't tell me about it.
Is that when you broke up with him?
Yes.
So that's pretty straightforward. Dating, thought you were going to get married, he needed a car.
I loaned him the money.
Loaned him the money, found out he was married, said, give me my money back. So now we're coming to you. So I read your answer, and you have a very interesting answer. You say you don't owe her the money for 2 reasons. You want to tell me what they are?
Her father would get on her case all the time for driving from Simi Valley all the way to San Fernando Valley to see me back and forth. So in order to get her dad off of her butt, she went on and gave me the money to get a car, conveniencing myself and conveniencing her as well. 2 also of which, the day that everything went down and she found out about me and my wife getting back together, the following day, her and her father came into my job, causing a commotion, causing me to become fired.
That's not true.
It is too true. I can
Go
also.
ahead. I'm listening.
Okay, causing me to get fired. After that, I went on and sold the car, which I have the paperwork here for me selling the car. The day that I sold the car, I was robbed at gunpoint and told her.
What does that have to do with her?
I sold the car and got robbed. I have the police report and everything here from being robbed at gunpoint.
What does that have to do with her?
With that, what it has to do with it is, 1, I don't owe her the money because she gave it to me, conveniencing both herself and mine. 2, I almost lost my life behind trying to give her money back.
Let me understand this. You say you don't owe her the money.
Exactly.
Because it was a gift.
It was a gift.
And if I don't believe it's a gift, then I should believe that she caused you to be fired from your job. And if I don't believe that, then you did, in fact, intend to give her the money back from the car when you sold it, but you got mugged and somebody else took the money. Are those the reasons that you have?
No.
You paid her $295, didn't you?
In the sense of me paying her $295, it was a day that went by that she told me not to tell anybody about her giving me the money, especially her parents, because she didn't want to come out looking like the white girl giving the black man money.
Judge Judy returns in a moment.
Where'd you get this money
That was
from?
a lie. My student savings from my college fund, I loaned him because he said, well, if I don't get the money, I'm going to go sell guns on the street making $5,000 a month so I can buy a car.
She discovered he was a married man. Now she wants her money back.
Am I correct, sir, that the only reason you stopped paying her the money is because you got mugged?
No, the only reason why I stopped paying her the money is, one, her father and her coming into my job caused me to lose my job. Searching for a job.
When was that? Just a second. When was it that she and her father came into
The day
your
that they took
business?
the pictures, as you see, the picture of this car right here is at the parking lot of my job.
Just a minute. When were you mugged? After that?
I was mugged on, what was the date on this paperwork?
Jay, I didn't ask you the date. I said, were you mugged after that, sir?
Yes, I was.
I'm going to read you from your answer, sir. You said, now I don't think I owe her any money because I almost lost my life trying to pay her the money the last time.
Trying to pay her money back.
Right. So after this incident happened, in your head, you still realized that you owed her the money.
I did not owe her the money. I was giving her money back so I wouldn't have anything to do with her. The
Well,
money that
that's
she
nice.
gave me.
That's nice. That's what you're supposed to do when somebody lends you money, sir.
It wasn't a loan. When you're dating, it's a gift, and after we broke up, it turned into a loan.
No.
Go ahead. Where'd you get this money
That
from?
was a lie. My student savings from my college fund, I loaned him because we were very close. I told him I was going to loan him the money because he said, well, if I don't get the money, I'm going to go sell guns on the street making $5,000 a month so I can buy a car, so I can pick you up and go out.
You back with your wife now, sir?
No, I'm not.
Go ahead. You wanted to say something?
Yes. I wanted to say that the first time I tried to have him served, I was notified by the LA County Sheriff's Department that he had moved to Tennessee. And when I asked one of his friends why he moved, he said to get out of your way because he knew you were coming after him to sue him for the money. Then, when I did a little investigating on
Which friend
myself...
of this did you ask?
Don't ask her any questions.
Then I heard from the same friend that he was back in town. I did a little investigating, had a private claims processor go serve him, and he told him a totally different story than he's telling today.
Under the best scenario that he's telling me today, he's all wet. Under the best. You know, do you live in an apartment, sir?
No, I live with my parents.
Well, I want you to think down the line. You become very successful. You buy a house, and you take out a mortgage from the bank. You're supposed to pay the bank $1,500 a month for the mortgage, and you're on your way down to the bank with the money in hand to pay your August house payment, and you get mugged, and they take the money away. How far do you think you would go with the bank with a story that, I'm sorry, I can't pay you the mortgage payment because they stole your money when they mugged me? How far do you think you would get?
You wouldn't get far at all.
That's right. And you're not going to get far with her either.
That's not the scenario. I'm not giving her that.
Well, it's not the scenario. It's a comfortable scenario for you, sir, and it's very difficult to me to believe you from the beginning, because anybody that would go out with a young lady for 8 months, seriously or otherwise, clearly it was serious enough for you to accept $1,500 from her to purchase this car. I don't think it was a casual relationship. I don't think, she doesn't look like she needs surgery. So since she doesn't look like she needs brain surgery, she wouldn't give you $1,500 from her college fund if you were just casual acquaintances. So you weren't casual and evidently had something tight going. She gave you the money because she thought your relationship was going someplace.
The judge is ready to rule. Stay tuned. She discovered he was a married man. Now she wants her money back.
You didn't tell her that you were married. I mean, that's not missing something like, I got hangnails. That's telling us something important. You didn't do that. That was deceitful. Do you recognize that, sir? That it was deceitful?
Yes, I do.
Well, it was. And you recognize that when you took this money, if you took this money with the intention of having a relationship with this woman, long term, is that what you intended?
Yeah.
You mean, when you say yes, you mean marriage and all that other good stuff?
Not as I don't know as far as marriage, but long term, yes.
Well, if you didn't intend to marry her, then you really had no right to take her money. I mean, she had saved this money. This was money that was intended for her future.
It's
not for your car. A car which, by the way, according to your own papers, you did take with you when you broke up. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
You owe her the money, sir. No question about that. You owe her $1,205, and the judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,205. Be a better judge of character the next time, will you please?
Working on that.
That's all.
Parties are excused.
तगड़ा मुकाबला है ये देखते हैं कौन जीतता है इंडिया टॉस जीत गया और वो बैटिंग कर रहा है इंडिया पाकिस्तान का मैच और कमर्शियल वाले मैराथन करेंगे ये हो ही नहीं सकता
It's a nice sunny day and the weather is perfect for cricket. As you can see, the stadium is jam-packed. With the pitch offering something to both the batsmen and the bowlers, it's surely going to be an exciting game.
मोहम्मद आमिर को हमने पहला बॉलिंग ओवर दिया
A nice clean hit.
शॉर्ट बॉल देने लगे हैं हम उनको
A nice clean hit.
जोरदार शॉट और 4 रन